Most ice cream makers look simple at first, but they do not all work the same way. The viral one is not always the best choice, the cheapest one is not always the worst choice, and the most expensive one may be too much if you only make ice cream once in a while. Some machines need a frozen bowl, some need ice and salt, some only make sense if you already own a stand mixer, and some work more like frozen dessert machines than traditional ice cream makers. So if you buy the wrong type, you might end up with icy texture, long prep time, extra cleanup, or a machine you barely use. That is why this video is not just a basic top 5 list. First, we'll make the main types easy to understand. Then we'll go through 5 ice cream makers that make sense for different homes, budgets, and habits. Let's start with the type most beginners usually look at first. At number 5, we have the Cuisinart Ice 21. This is the budget-friendly starter pick. It makes sense if you want to try homemade ice cream without spending too much. It has a 1.5 quart capacity, and the double insulated freezer bowl means you do not need ice and salt. Cuisinart says it can make frozen treats in 20 minutes or less. The catch is planning. The bowl needs to be frozen ahead of time, so this is great for beginners but not ideal for last-minute cravings. At number 4, we have the Nostalgia 4-quart electric ice cream maker. This one is not about compact convenience. It is about making a bigger batch for family nights, backyard parties, or summer gatherings. The 4-quart capacity is the main reason it earns a place here. You add your ingredients into the canister, layer the bucket with ice and salt, and the electric motor handles the churning. It feels more old-fashioned, and it can be fun, but it also means more setup and more cleanup than a small freezer bowl machine. At number 3, we have the KitchenAid ice cream maker attachment. This is the pick that only makes sense for the right person. If you already own a compatible KitchenAid stand mixer, this can be a smart way to make ice cream without buying a full separate machine. It can make up to 2 quarts of ice cream, gelato, or sorbet, but the bowl still needs to be frozen for 24 hours before use. So do not buy this unless you already have the mixer and you have enough freezer space for the bowl. At number 2, we have the CREAMi Deluxe. This is the viral pick, and for good reason. It is flexible, fun, and very different from a traditional ice cream maker. Instead of churning a liquid base while it freezes, you freeze your base first, then the machine processes it into a finished dessert. That makes it great for protein ice cream, sorbet, milkshakes, frozen yogurt, and custom recipes. The 24-ounce tubs are also larger than the original CREAMi tubs. But remember, this still requires planning. If the base is not frozen, you cannot use it right away. The CREAMi Deluxe is probably the most exciting machine on this list, but it is not number 1 because it is not the best traditional ice cream maker for everyone. It is better for people who like experimenting. If you want low-calorie recipes, protein desserts, mix-ins, or different frozen treats, it is one of the most interesting options. But if your goal is simple homemade ice cream with less prep, the next pick makes more sense. At number 1, we have the Cuisinart Ice 100. This is the best overall pick for serious home use. The main difference is the built-in compressor. You do not need to freeze a bowl overnight, you do not need ice and salt, and you do not need a separate stand mixer. The machine chills the mixture by itself, which makes it much easier to use more often. It has a 1.5 quart capacity, a 60-minute countdown timer, and separate paddles for ice cream and gelato. The Cuisinart Ice 100 is not the cheapest machine here. It is also larger and heavier than the beginner options. But that is the trade-off. You are paying for convenience, better timing, and a machine that is ready when you are. If you make ice cream often, this type is easier to live with. That is why it takes the number 1 spot. It is not the flashiest pick, but it is the safest long-term choice for classic homemade ice cream. So here is the simple buying guide. Choose the Cuisinart Ice 21 if you want the cheapest way to start. Choose the Nostalgia if you want big family batches. Choose the KitchenAid attachment if you already own the right stand mixer. Choose the CREAMi Deluxe if you like frozen dessert experiments. And choose the Cuisinart Ice 100 if you want the most convenient traditional ice cream maker. Check the links below for the latest prices, coupons, and availability.